We want revolution.
Bookmarklets on standby.
Log online, fan page loaded and ready.
Player stats, loaded. Health check, go.
Weapons check. Eyes check, complete.
We have launched for the Informant podcast in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Informant podcast. I'm Pistol Pete from Stockholm. Tonight I have with me Jana Mig Death by Gucci and Jennifer the Mafia Wars Loot Lady. What's going on?
Spring is in the air.
Spring is in the air. St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, everybody have a good one?
Yeah, I actually did.
Mm-hmm. I stayed in.
I did too.
Kind of missed the St. Patrick's Day mock this year. We should have planned for that. We need to have another one.
We didn't
here
have
in the
Chester
future.
here pushing St. Patrick's at us.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That was a fun mock.
Although he was offended that Jen didn't know about snakes in Ireland.
Yeah, I learned that because I had made a comment that I didn't know what the snakeskin vest had to do with St. Patrick's
That's a fail.
And a few people sent me messages explaining it.
Yeah. Chester was, had the Irish, the little leprechaun in him got all uptight. And he was going to come on tonight to teach you.
To blast me.
It's like you already were taught. So good.
Yeah.
We were ill the entire spring break. And so all we did this weekend was saw the Lorax. And it was really good. So
I told you.
Yep, you were right. It was good. So
Yeah,
I
enjoyed it too. Well, our spring break starts this week, so for my boys, so I don't know what we're gonna do exactly.
Well, don't get sick. I don't recommend it.
Yeah,
So.
that doesn't sound like a good plan.
We had a beautiful week of like upper 70s all week. And then, of course, tonight there's supposed to be a snowstorm. So, like, spring is over. Back to winter reality.
It's been cold in Las Vegas.
That is insane because it's just been gorgeous in the mountains.
Yeah.
Really? It's been cold?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What does that mean? Like 70?
Yeah, that I don't know. I'm probably skewed. Cold enough where I have to wear a sweater.
It's like 80 degrees. It's a little cold outside. Anyway, what's going on this week, Pete? Change this weekend?
Just a couple of small things. We had
That's what she said.
Woo.
Rim shot. She had a. What am I talking about?
You got him all confused now.
Forget about it. We had the Family Experience Collector, which first came out as called the Progression Collector. That's been made publicly available to everybody in the toolbar, so that's out there.
Everybody's been looking for it everywhere. Where do you get it?
I was looking for it too, and now you just told me why I couldn't find it.
Because it was
You changed the name.
Oh, here's what happened.
He's messing with everybody's heads.
After the last show, when I talked about it, I actually put it into our database and made it available. Well, I made it available under Progression Collector. Well, Martin made some more changes to it and then released it and put it out as the Family Experience Collector. So we actually had two ways you could get to it in the toolbar. So I've actually subsequently removed the way that I had added it. And right now it's only in there as the Family Experience Collector, EXP Collector. And you can, if you do a force reload of your Spocklets, then you'll be able to get to those changes and see that now added to your toolbar. So, and then what that basically does, for those that don't remember on the last show, it basically gives you a summary of all your family progression stats, what you have to do to collect, not your stats, excuse me, your collections. So you've got to get 5 of your ices first, and then you got to get 20 more ices, and then you got to get 125 ices, and it will basically keep track of that for you and give you an option to actually collect it, and then also look at your ratios and summary of how much you're going to collect depending on which item you actually choose. So if you're trying to level up, you can look and say, oh, I need, 10,000 experience. Well, if I take, 3 bronze and then I take 1 of my silver, that'll get me the experience I need to level up. So you're not inadvertently wasting, experience collection. So
That'll be nice.
Yep. So that's, really, that's probably about it. Now, the other thing I will mention is that there's, for a long time, we've all been kind of battling an unframed version of Mafia Wars with session timeouts and stuff. And Martin put together a nice little frequently asked question kind of thing in the forum about a possibility, at least in Firefox, and I'm sure there's a tool to do this in Chrome. I don't know it. Which is in Firefox, you can add a nice little handy add-in called Reload Every, and what it will do is it'll reload any web page you have on an interval based on your choosing. So if you actually choose to load the Unframed Mafia Wars game in a window every 30 minutes, let's say, then usually it does a good job of keeping your sessions intact as you're running some of the scripts when you sometimes see that they time out on you. Especially like Repeat Job seems to do that quite a bit.
Yeah.
So if you got
It's
a
annoying.
lot of energy experience to burn and energy experience, a lot of energy. God, I don't need to do this show anymore. I can't speak English.
You need Red Bull.
I need
Energy or stamina?
It's energy is what I was trying to say. If you have a lot of energy to burn, usually you use Repeat Job over and over again. Well, then you've got a case sometimes where it'll actually time out on you. So this does help with that.
What would you recommend the best setting to be that?
I think Martin recommended 45 minutes. I've done mine at 30, and it seems to be just fine. I guess it's really 6.5. I wouldn't do any more than that. It's an unnecessary call. So, but I think.
And then if you do it too short, it might be putting too much.
It'd possibly put on. Well, not. I mean, it's a reload of a homepage. It's not.
So it's not affecting Zynga's servers.
It's not drastically going to affect it.
It might give them a little boost. They'll be like, people are playing more.
Give them some count.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, all it does is just refresh the page, which would be
that's a good idea.
Equivalent of what you would do anyway if you found that things weren't working right. You immediately go and reload the page back up again, and then your session's intact, and then you go about doing the next thing again. So
it's so annoying. Like you come to your page all excited to see like what you got, and look at the logs, and then your whole run will be gone, and it'll say your session timed out.
Yep.
That's not good for me when I do runs just to make blog posts about drop rates and things like that.
Right.
I'm glad I don't do any of that.
Irritating.
So it's a pretty handy way of getting around the session, or at least keeping your session intact.
Well, I see a lot of complaints about it too from people that can serial level.
So that's probably about it for us. I can't think of anything else that we've had come out this week. So
what do you got for profile points? I've been having a secret challenge with you.
2198.
You're even close, Jana.
I know we're going to be close. I'm doing this in myself because I don't have the patience to hold back on it. So, but I have 146. So for me, that's like the most ever.
I'm gonna try to get to 2,500.
I'm going to cash them in. I was just waiting to ask you before I went ahead and fixed it.
Well, I already submitted my results, so I'm the winner.
What did you have?
Over 5,000.
Oh, gosh.
You have over 5,000 unused skill points?
You didn't look at the picture that I showed you?
She put in a screenshot other day.
No, I didn't see that.
The whole purpose of that image was to burst your bubble.
Now I'm just going to keep going. That's on your energy account.
Yeah.
That's not even fair.
No, it's not. It's
better
not.
than yours.
What?
It's better than yours.
Oh.
It was the clear winner.
Yeah, but that's not your regularly playing account.
I know.
So, but anyway,
I was just
cool,
testing
though.
my willpower to be able to save them.
Speaking of willpower, like we preach to everybody, stay on the bronze or silver levels to farm these consumables and all that.
Yeah, you do.
I
preach.
can't. I gave up. I said, I just want,
Jen,
and I blew through it all.
You're my role model here.
I had no patience. I let it go for a couple days, but I finally just said, I'm doing it.
But that was just on the third one that you said to stay on bronze or silver, right?
Well, you need to master bronze to unlock the next destination or city.
Right.
District. Right. But when it does open.
Therefore, like the way to do it if you want to be on, have access to all three districts would be to master the bronze on the first two and then stay on bronze for the third one. And you'll end up getting more loot and it's better in the long run, but the whole not progressing just was bugging me because I want those achievements.
Well, we're all a bunch of completionists.
Yes. And I said, what if I need my energy for something else? And I just couldn't do it anymore.
Well, you tried. I'm sure you
Yeah.
gave it your all, or not.
But strategically, it would be best to stay on the lower levels, especially with the new bonus job feature. I don't recall if I brought that up or not
Yeah.
on
yeah,
the
we did
last.
talk a little bit about it.
Okay, but we know more about it now.
What do you know?
And well, there's 6 jobs. Each district has 2 of them, and nobody can really figure out the payouts and the experience. But one thing that is consistent across the board is the ratio is horrible, and it seems to be, if you're on like the bronze level, the energy cost is cheaper than if you've already mastered it, and if you're on the ruby level, these jobs come to you already mastered. But if you're on a lower level, they have a progress bar, but you don't get anything when you master it, like no skill point. So I don't see the point. And the loot items that you can get, it's a possibility of 6 items. And, you know, for the large amount of players, only 2 of them are helpful. And you get the same loot items if you knock out a bandit. So to me, it just seems it's not worth doing these jobs, and I haven't been doing them.
Drop very few and far between.
They drop when you don't want them to, but if you want them to, so you could write about them or try to.
I mean the actual loot
Oh,
in
yeah.
the job.
Yeah, when I do it, I've never seen the loot pop up at all. It's just wasting my energy.
Consistently, I did a few runs on repeat job. One thing that's nice about repeat job, if you set it up to do the job, it will go fetch your consumable item.
Right.
And so I did a big run on my energy account with about 3 of the different jobs, and it seemed like within the time allotted, I got, you know, maybe 20 loot items, or I was able to do about 100 or 200 jobs. But when you factor in all that energy that goes into getting the consumable and then coming back, and if you're still working on progress, it's really not to your benefit to do these jobs, because you might have full energy and you do 1 click of a job that you want to master, and then you blow the rest on this bonus job. And I think players will learn after they've done a few that it's really not in their best interest.
Move on.
Now, if they would, and I think because they're limited times to 15 minutes, they would get more play if the ratios were like, even make a 4.0 ratio. If you can only do the job for 15 minutes, then
yeah.
Everyone would love getting these jobs, and, you know, make the loot drop a little better, or make the stats of the loot where people actually want it. And that would be
make
a
it
nice
worth your while.
Yeah.
So I think if those things improve, that this bonus job feature would be cool.
Yeah.
And for now, you get the same thing with the bandits. So
You did it. Good job.
yeah, I don't know why I keep messing that word up, but I've just been doing. I figure I'm never gonna max on this loot, and even if I do, by the time I do, there's gonna be better fight loot, better job loot. So
Always is.
yeah.
Always something better. Wait.
Yep.
So
So what's new with you? Anything else?
in the game?
Yeah, there's a lot going on, huh?
Well, we kind of went over it. You know, we have the new destination London, so people are plugging through that. You know, building our properties, we got the Shamrock Pub. So, of course, everyone's all upset about another property because people don't like them. But they fixed the ability to post multiple any part requests on your wall. So we're seeing a lot less of the spam due to the fact that you can't really do the sheer volume spamming anymore. But what you can do, and Pete probably forgot to mention this on his Spocklet update.
We didn't give you a chance to remind him.
But the mission crew link, which everyone's always used, that will generate the request. Now, it's not designed, and I don't know if this is intentional, but when your any part links are visible, meaning you can ask for the individual parts. I keep getting these links confused. But you have 3 individual parts. Now, if you run Mission Crew Link, there is an ability to activate the request on auto post or without auto post. And you can just choose which one you want. But if you want to choose all 3, they will post and they will be active. So that's how I've been doing it. And I've seen most people been doing it that way. And your any part, you can only make 1 per 8 hours. And one thing that did change is each account can only help 1 person now. Where in the past, 1 account could go help that same account could send more than one part to the same person.
Right.
You know, we had a lot more requests then, so you would find someone with 10 working requests. Right now, the most anybody could possibly have at one time is 4, the 3 individual parts and the any part. So you can't go take your one account and make it work.